I'm Landon Miller. This is The Brush Up, and this is what we're brushing up on today. First up, a visit from the Senate Majority Leader on campus. We're talking about Harry Reid, but what he talked about may be just a little surprising.
Today, let's just talk about marijuana.
Also, it's a picture that's blowing up on the internet. A man who bullied his neighbor's children is slapped with some sweet justice. And we find out what NFL players are up to in their offseason. Welcome to The Brush Up again. I'm Landon Miller.
I'm Jamie Curtis.
And I'm Leo Biaz.
All right, guys, welcome to the show. Starting with Senator Harry Reid. He was in town Monday to talk a little bit about electric buses, but he also spent some time here on campus. Jamie, from what I understand, you were there. What did he talk about a little bit?
Yeah, he was right here in the Knowledge Center. It was pretty cool, but, he dodged some questions about the Bundy Ranch.
Mm-hmm.
He dodged, the typical political way to get around the Healthcare Act and everything, but what was really interesting is when one student decided to ask him his opinions on medical marijuana.
Oh, yeah.
It's a college campus, right? Everyone's pretty interested about that,
Mm-hmm.
and not too surprising, but he did support it, and he had some firsthand experiences of a friend who used it.
Harry Reid had firsthand experiences of what a friend...
a friend
Is that
who
right?
used
Oh,
it, and
boy.
he spoke about that.
So he spoke about that on yesterday
Yeah,
here on
yesterday
campus.
here on campus.
All right, so do we have a clip of a little bit about what he talked about?
Yeah, we do.
I believe we do. Let's take a look at that real quickly.
So with just making the story fairly as short as I can, he became so skinny, he couldn't eat, nearly vomit. And someone came to his dad, mom, I don't remember which, and said, I think what you should do is he should smoke some marijuana, which he'd never done before. Why? They said, because if you smoke marijuana, one of the side effects of marijuana is you get what's called the munchies. You get stronger, you get really hungry.
See, that's a little surprising coming from the senator on that, right?
Yeah, it's kind of funny how he thought he had to explain what the munchies were to everyone. If you saw, everyone kind of laughed right there. But we can't all agree that it's time to advance forward in medical reasons, right? What
That's
do you think?
it. Like Stephen A. Smith said, if you're going to do it, don't tell the world. Just do it.
Just do it. Just
That's
do it
it.
on a very slight, got to keep it on the DL. And one thing that I found really interesting, this is just me from doing research and getting some story ideas and whatnot, but there was this one guy who wrote in on a Facebook page about medical marijuana. He was injured in an accident by a guy who was actually high on marijuana.
Uh-oh.
He was injured in an accident by it, but then he was saying that the only thing that can keep that pain away now is marijuana. So you can kind of see the duality of I guess the pot situation.
Positives and negatives to it.
Yeah, exactly. Anything else on this, guys?
I think it's just recreational versus medical. You got to control
That's
it.
it.
That's all I have to say,
Control, balance. Balance.
Control and balance.
Yes.
All right, well, still to come, is it cruel and unusual punishment for one old man in Ohio? And Prison Mike takes it to the streets. He's talking a little about some changes to the late night television
go, Mike.
slate. Yeah. But first, before we go to break, we want to take a moment and recognize one of our fellow students who passed away late last month. 20-year-old Andre Gallegos, a member of the Wolfpack Marching Band, passed away after suffering injuries from a motorcycle accident. He will be missed. All righty, talk about some sweet justice. Take a look at this here. A man in Ohio allegedly bullied his neighbor's disabled children. So what does that neighbor do? Press some charges. Yeah, so the judge ordered 62-year-old Edmund Aviv, this guy right here, to sit on the corner of a road holding this sign. If you can't read it, I'll read it for you. It says, "I am a bully. I pick on children that are disabled, and I am intolerant of those that are different from myself. My actions do not reflect an appreciation for the diverse South Elucid community that I live in." Now, Aviv isn't happy with the judge's orders. So the question is, did the judge go too far with that punishment? Also worth mentioning that he spent 15 days in jail.
I think
for
the
that.
judge nailed it on the head with that one.
Boom.
Perfect
Yeah,
punishment.
He laid the sledgehammer.
Sledgehammer, yeah, I love it when they do justice like that. So anyway, how about this? Late night wars no more. After 31 years behind the desk, David Letterman has surrendered his chair, and now Stephen Colbert will take over the late night show in 2015. Mike Flanagan with Mike on the Streets wants to know who would you have replaced Letterman with? Mike?
Thanks, Landon. Happy to save you from that last segment. Well, I'm out here in the midday. It's a beautiful spring day. But I'm talking about late nights and the shift that's happening between David Letterman to Stephen Colbert. There's hair, there's suits, and there's jokes. Scale of 1 to 10, how excited are you that Stephen Colbert will be taking over for David Letterman?
Oh, considering all the work he's done in the past, I feel that's about a 7. Not bad. Above average. Pretty happy about that.
Jesus. No. Okay. See, I don't know. I would pick Philip DeFranco.
Who's Philip DeFranco? Stephen Colbert obviously looks impeccable in a suit. Would you think he looks better than David Letterman in his suit?
I would say so. Yeah, definitely. David Letterman's got that like aged grace, but Stephen Colbert's like
Aged grace?
I guess so.
To describe David Letterman? I think that's a first. First of all, who has better hair, David Letterman or Stephen Colbert?
Stephen Colbert.
How come?
Because it's like Elvis. He just like slicks it back and it's just so funny looking. It's just awesome. I love it.
Putting on the late night. We'll put on the late night and we'll have some jello pudding and we'll have everybody coming. Look at all the people on the seats. All the people.
Well, as you can tell, late night television will never be the same again, simply because no one is watching it.
Yeah, you know, Mike, why they're not watching Colbert or Letterman? It's because they're watching The Brush Up.
Boom.
That's the reason
That's what
why.
I've heard. Our ratings are really getting up there.
That's right.
Yeah, that's what I hear. We are now, from what I understand, in direct competition with Jimmy Fallon. What's the other guy?
We are legit.
Jimmy Kimmel and all of them. So that's the reason why. When we come back on The Brush Up, it's the NFL offseason. From what I understand, some people are getting in a little bit of trouble. Crazy.
Uh-oh.
Woo. We'll be back on The Brush Up. Don't you love advertisements? All right, 142 days until the NFL season kicks off. It's not like I'm counting. But the 49ers are making sure they're keeping themselves in the news, and I don't know if that's really positive.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
I am counting. It is 142 days till kickoff. I think we care about that over here. But I mean, I'd rather see Alden Smith stop breaking the law. How do you think? Like, what do you think about that?
He
I mean,
has
versus
to
the DUI charge.
And then from what
But
I understand,
now-
last week he was at the Los Angeles International Airport.
Yes.
What did our homie do?
He yelled, "I got a bomb."
Why would you
Don't
do that?
you
Classic
ever,
no-no.
Why would you do that in the airport?
ever do that?
I
Why?
don't know. I don't have an answer for that.
Have you ever seen Meet the Parents, right? And then you have the dude in the airplane says, "Don't say bomb in an airplane." He goes bomb, 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 bomb. So, Alden, don't do that.
Don't do that.
Do that.
Don't do that.
Knock
Take
it off.
notes. I mean, he did pay his $20,000 bail.
Yeah,
and he's
so he's
out.
out of jail.
Everyone's
But
saying
it
that
doesn't
he's
matter
going to
because
spend
he
jail
will
time.
be cut in a couple of weeks.
He
Mark
will be
my
cut?
words.
All
Mark
right,
my words.
bye, Alden. So I think this is probably a little bit more important than Alden Smith, and it has a little bit more of an impact on here. But what about Colin Kaepernick?
Cut the crapper, Nick.
No.
No,
okay.
don't cut the crapper, Nick. He went to Miami to have some fun, and I think some girl just, kind of wanted to bag on an embarrassing moment that she had.
You think so?
I think so. What do you have to say about it?
I don't know, man.
You liked this story a lot.
I like it, but it upsets me that he put himself in that situation. So now when we think of Kaepernick, sexual assault is now next to his name. And
Yeah, and it really shouldn't be, though, because
And
if
that's
you take
not
a step
good.
back, it's kind of the Miami PD's fault. They did one of those things where they released the police report before they released.
Yeah.
This is the kicker, because the other football players, was it Ricardo Lockett from the Seahawks that he was with? They called 911 because they wanted the girl out of their apartment,
hotel.
or hotel.
Well, see, Leo just doesn't like Colin Kaepernick, so he will
I love
side
you,
with,
Cap.
with whoever.
I love you, man.
All right, that's going to do it for the Brush Up today. I'm Landon Miller.
I'm Jamie Curtis.
And I'm Leo Bias.
We'll see you next time on the Brush Up. We'll see you next time.
We'll see ya.
We'll see ya.